Oh, hello, welcome to Tweed's Garage, where today I will show you how I transform my corroded verdigris covered nickel plate on my Riley 9 from this to this. Hello and welcome to Buffing Your Nickel. Shut it, Jenkins. Hello and welcome to Tweed's Garage, where in this video I'm going to do something that I really don't like doing, and that's polishing. Not a big fan of it at all. Polishing paintwork, polishing chrome work, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I like shiny chrome, but I just find it so tedious. Some people love it, you know, that's your bag, man, but I just can't stand it. Anyway, on the Riley, it's pre-chrome plating, so it's all nickel plating, and it doesn't rust like chrome plating does. Well, the steel under chrome plating rusts and then it all peels off, but it does go like this. It's sort of this verdigris. It's gone all green and really rough, and I've tried sort of, you try polishing it with metal polish and a cloth, and it just, you can hear, can you hear? Yeah, it's really rough, and it just, it's sort of, nothing sort of cuts through this layer. It's like a coating. I'll bring it closer and sort of show you so you can have a look. So how are we gonna polish this? I have done this side here, and it's come up, not too bad considering 90 years old. There's a little bit of pitting. But it all adds to the, patina of the car, as they say. But it's shiny and it looks nice and presentable. So how did I do it? Right, I done it with some of this, the pink stuff. I don't know what it is, sort of a bit like Sif or Jif, as they used to call it. But yeah, this is really good. It says not to use on stainless steel, but it seems to be okay on the nickel, not a problem. WD-40. Good old WD-40, bit of Brasso sort of wadding just to sort of go over it afterwards, and because I haven't got any metal polish, I've sort of been using T-Cut, which just seems to do the job just as well as Brasso, and a trusty Dremel with a polishing mop adapter on it, and there's funny little bits of soap that come with the Dremel kits, just for going over it. And then the last thing is one of these sort of surgical scalpel blades. What are the names on them? Let me have a look. Swan and something or other. Can't see on there. Tiny writing. Swan Norton sort of surgical blades. Yeah, and the good thing about these is, unlike some of the Stanley blades where they're sort of cut, or I don't know how they produce them, I think they snap them on, they're quite sharp on the back edge, but these surgical blades have a bit of a rounded edge to them on the back of the blade. You don't want to use the front. You're not using the sharp cutty bit only for slicing your fingers by accident. Yeah, and this is what I do. So I'll bring you in closer and show you how we get from this to this. So first thing to do, finish your tea. Lovely. Get your WD-40. Other products are available. And just soak the verdigris coating that you're attempting to polish. Just let it soak in there a little bit, and then we'll start work on it. And as you can see, if you just tried to polish it, you can hear the rag. It just drags. It's such a sharp, rough surface that trying to polish that, it just grabs the polish around the verdigris and doesn't do anything. So give it a little soaking. Then we get the scalpel blade. Let's give you a closer look. These, you probably recognise them. They go, You know, they've got those special sort of brass coloured handles, surgical surgical scalpel handles that they go onto. Okay, so they've got a very sharp edge that side. You don't want to use that, but it's the back edge. This back edge is great for just sort of scraping that verdigris off. And if you've got some awkward corners, they've got a funny shape to the other side, so you can use this and this. You know, these edges do the job perfectly. Yeah, but don't use the sharp edge, because you will dig in and scratch your plating. So then just move it along, and you can see you can just scrape that sort of lime scale type surface off. And I've got a bit of a sort of, what do you call it, rebate there, so I'm trying not making sure the corners of the blade don't dig in to there. And I'll just sort of run that gently along with the smaller end of the scalpel, round edge. You don't put any force, you're not putting any force on it, you're just gently sort of dragging it over, and it quite readily shifts the corrosion off the top. And as you can see, it sort of starts working through it quite well. And when I first looked at this, I thought it, you know, it wasn't recoverable. I thought it was just it would have to be replated, but once you get through it, there you go, once you get going through it, it doesn't take too long to start cutting it back. And you can sort of feel when you've got rid of it all, the scalpel runs nice and smooth over the area you've been working, so you can move on to the next bit. See? Yeah, you can see we've got most of it there. And then the top edge as well. Just run the blade along the top edge. Try and avoid the glass. So it's just where the surface of the nickel's tarnished. It's probably a lot of it sort of pollution, environmental pollution over the years, dust and rubbish just sort of sitting on top of the nickel plating. And because it's a sort of non-ferrous along the brass copper family, it does this sort of verdigris effect once it starts corroding. I didn't want to use Scotch Brite or anything like that, because that, you know, that is could scratch the surface of the nickel plating, or steel wool. Steel wool might be all right, but I didn't want to risk it, so it was just finding some way of getting the worst of it off, to get underneath it to be able to polish it. So there we go. That's not too bad. Won't do it too long, otherwise it's like watching paint dry. Then the next thing is this pink stuff, the Miracle Cleaner, available from a pound shop near you. And yeah, this has sort of multitude of uses, but not quite sure what's in it. It cuts through quite nicely. It doesn't seem to affect the top surface of the nickel. Like so. It's okay on glass as well, so you've got to worry about it affecting the windscreen. And you can see where there is bits like here, you know, just you try and polish it, and polish takes ages to cut through it. So just scraping that top layer off helps it along no end. There we go. It's looking better already. So with that done, then we move on to the trusty Dremel. Hopefully this won't be too noisy on camera, so I'll move it down there, out of the way. And my little polish, where's that gone? Ah, there it is, hiding by the magneto. Yeah, so a bit of soap on the mop. And then a bit of teacup. Final going over with the wadding. And there we go. As before. Let's see what I mean about the rough surface. And there's after. Yeah, there's pitting in there. I mean, you're never going to get that out. So here's another little tip. like the military do for cleaning their buttons, I've made a little guard to slide over, loosen the 2 screws on the door handle rather than take the whole assembly apart, and just slip that down behind, and then I can carry on cleaning this with my scalpel blade and WD-40, and then polishing it up with the Dremel afterwards without fear of damaging the fabric behind it. And I just made this is just cut from old milk cartons or jugs. Really handy plastic if you're into motorbikes with fairings, and you always lose the plastic washers under the screws that protect the plastic from splitting. Some of this, or if even better off of the gallon containers, because it's a little bit thicker, just cut a square out and keep it in the workshop, and a hole punch to punch out spare washers. Yeah, really handy. And of course there's, you can make jugs out of them and funnels and all sorts of other things. And here's a handy second-hand car dealer tip of the day. If you want to make your car look $1 million, is to clean the windows, but not just clean them with T-cut. It's an old motor trade trick to improve a car no end, is for it to have clean glass. And you could try it if your motor's looking a bit mucky outside. Never mind going to wash it, just go and T-cut the windows inside and out, and see the difference it makes to the look of the car. It is quite incredible. You can use some sort of windoline and stuff like that, which I've tried, but I always find it tends to leave streaks. But yeah, you do it inside and out. Do it inside as well. Good thing with T-cut is it's more of a polish. When it dries, it just dusts off afterwards, whereas some of the window cleaning products tend to smear. Cuts through all the grime and bugs and everything on the window. Then you just give it a buff afterwards. So there you go, a bit of a polishing intermission between the mechanical work. Yeah, so I hope that was of interest for you if you've got some nickel that needs polishing. Don't know, it wouldn't work on chrome, but yeah, nickel's a different beast. So that's how I found out how to clean it. So if you have some that needs doing, give it a go. Yeah, so just a short video. I hope you enjoyed it, and as before, like and subscribe. What else? Well, Her Majesty is empty, so I'm going to pop off and fill that back up. And yeah, I'm going to leave Jenkins doing the polishing, because as I said, I can't stand polishing. All right, see you next time. Yeah, see ya. Shut up, Jenkins, just polish it. And next week, putting banana skins in your gearbox to quieten it down. From the mechanical interludes. So there you go. A bit of an intermission from the mechanical